Hi friends, welcome back to Reimagining Our Faith. Today is our last devotion on envy, but it's been helpful to learn from Joseph and his brothers. Our verses, Genesis 37, verses 3 through 4, read, "Now Jacob loved Joseph more than any of the other sons, and he made an ornate robe for Joseph. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him." The Bible doesn't whisper about envy. It shouts warnings to us. Proverbs tells us that envy rots the bones. A vivid reminder that envy doesn't just trouble our minds, it eats away at our souls. James goes even further, saying that wherever envy is allowed to live, there you find disorder and every evil practice. The Bible is clear. Envy is not harmless. It is corrosive. Paul reminds us in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 that love, the very heartbeat of the Christian life, quote, does not envy. And Ecclesiastes calls being envious nothing more than, quote, chasing after the wind. In other words, envy is a guaranteed way to waste our lives. Why? Because envy turns our eyes away from God's goodness and fixes our eyes on someone else's story. Envy convinces us that what God has given to us is not enough. Envy steals our joy and our peace, and we end up missing our own blessings because we're too busy counting someone else's blessings. Envy sneaks into all of our lives. When we all feel that sting, when someone else gets the promotion, gets the recognition, has the opportunity we thought we deserved, envy whispers to us, that should have been you. But the Bible gives us a better way. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 calls us to humility. In other words, to consider others before ourselves. And 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 reminds us that love refuses to envy. Love celebrates others. Love trusts God's timing. Love believes that God's goodness towards someone else is not a threat to God's goodness toward us. So today, ask God to free your heart from the dangers and destruction of envy. Ask God to replace comparison with gratitude. Replace resentment with love. Replace striving with peace. For today, as always, is a great day to reimagine our faith.